Welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be replacing the control arm. This is a Hyundai Santa Fe, and you'll see a lot of people, what is the problem is the ball joint is bad. Here's the ball joint. A lot of people say, oh, ball joint's bad, I'm going to replace the ball joint. I'm going to give my opinion of it. Now, you can replace the ball joint, and you pretty much got to do the same thing we're going to do in this video. Takes about the same amount of work. Thing is, ball joints $15–20. The whole control arm is, I think, under $60. And here's the point. So the ball joint going bad, it's obviously got miles wear and tear on it. There's other parts. So there's rubber here, there's rubber here. So if we look at this one, let's see if I can get it, you can see the rubber is cracking. So eventually that rubber, it's not too far away, is going to give out, and then you're going to have all kind of play it right here, or you're going to have play right there. And yes, you can get replacements for those. They have to be pressed in, but the amount of work, even if you have a press at your house to press new things in there, get a control arm, replace the ball joint, to me it's not worth it. So this is the Moog. It's good quality, like I say, under $60. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and replace it, and it's not that terribly difficult. The worst part is getting the ball joint released. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the brake caliper off, and we're doing this so we got some more room, and we're going to pop out the outer tie rod out of the spindle. And that, like I say, those two things are just to give us a little more room. They're not completely necessary, but as you can see, that's a new spindle on here. I mean, a new tie rod end on the spindle. Be sure to subscribe. We got a lot of videos on these cars if you're working on them. We got the CV axle, inner outer tie rod, brakes. We got the fuel float sensors replacement. We have the wheel bearing hub assembly, front and rear, and the front and rear are completely different. How to replace those. And anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull the caliper off. There's just two number 14 bolts here. Take our bolt out here. Some of them are, like this one is a locking bolt. The others have cotter pins in them. If you remove the cotter pin, get your outer tie rod out, and then we're going to move on from there. Okay, all that's out. So here's the bolt we need to take out for our ball joint. There's our ball joint. So it's just a bolt. It's got a nut on the other side. We take that out, and we need to take that completely out, because if you look at this one, the bolt is crossing that section there, so it doesn't come out. Then we need to take the bolt out back here. And then we need to take the bolt out up front. So if we take all those loose, what we should be able to do is wiggle this thing out of there, and then we'll be able to drop it down some so we can get to this ball joint, because usually that's the part that seizes up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Stay tuned and we'll see what we're going to do next. Okay, so it's loose. It's not too bad. Trick, if you take this one and you pull the nut off of it, the bolt is almost always seized up. The trick to it is put a ratchet on the bolt and spin the bolt around a couple of times, and you'll be able to knock it out. You have to be careful when you knock things out like that. You don't want to mess up the threads. So here's where it is almost always sealed up, and the reason we take it loose like this is because now we can spin this around and kind of get it out of the way. So you see we got a slit right here. So what we need to do is take something, wedge it in there, hammer it in, and break that loose, because this ball joint is like rusted in there. It always is. Nothing you can do about it. You can spray some a WD-40 in the holes and around the crack, maybe help a little bit. But yeah, we just need to stick a wedge in there, some sort of wedge. If you got an air chisel, try driving an air chisel in there. But you know, hammered in there. Now be careful, you don't want to hit your boot, mess your boot up. So we're going to do that next, and then we'll move on and see what we got. Okay, so we got it out of there, and you can see the rust on it. You see what I mean? That's how they get seized in there. So I actually have an air chisel, and I just drove an air chisel in there a little bit, and the hammering broke it all loose. It wasn't too bad. I just wanted to show you as my opinion in the beginning. I don't know if you can see this. You see right there? That is starting to crack through. So what will happen is when that cracks through, you see on the other side too, it's cracking through. When that cracks through, since that bolt's here, then all of a sudden it's moving back and forth as you drive, stop, go, chew your tires up, make it hard to drive, everything else. So that is my opinion about replacing the ball joint. So when we put the new one in, what we're going to do is we're going to stick it up in place, and we're going to do this part, the spindle, last. So we're going to try to stick this up here and this up here and just push the bolts through and start the nuts on. We're not going to tighten anything yet. So we're going to see if we get the new one in there, and then we'll move on. Okay, so there it is, all in place, sort of, not finished. Now, what you may have to do is pull out on the rotor some to get this to come up so you can line up your hole over here, because it's really stiff now, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. The other one was real spongy. But what I do is I start my bolt over here first, and then I come over here, and if you get a pin or even a Phillips screwdriver and you try lining up the hole, sometimes you need to push it over this way in the front, you know, to push this part back. You need to pull it out, pull it in. You kind of got to get underneath and look up at the hole. So if you can get the bolt started, you can pretty much get it through. Like I say, you might have to pull out on this to relieve some pressure, because that'll cock the you know, pin inside. Anyway, what we're going to do next is we're going to stick this back in our hole here. We're going to tighten everything up. Going to put our caliper and our tie rod in back in, and we got it. So I hope this helps you out. Like I say, you know, we have tons of videos on this particular car, other cars too. Dodge, if you like Dodge trucks, we got a lot on Dodge trucks, everything. So be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.